Toy Tractor Times is here with Bailey Wiltfang, who has a great display here at the 2017 National Farm Toy Show. Bailey, what can you tell us about this display you brought out this year?
So I brought out a carrot display based out of Central Wisconsin, Diamond P, Petragus Farms. And yeah, they do 2,100 acres of just carrots. That's about all they do.
That's very cool. I've been seeing pictures for many years of Diamond P, and it's neat to see that you built a display modeling their carrot farm.
Yeah, it's a complete replica of what their farm looks like. So,
well, why don't we take a tour of the display and look at some of the big features out here. So one of the things that I think is the coolest part of Diamond P Farms, in addition to the carrots, is that they are true blue Ford and New Holland fans, and so I guess we'll start to hear it on the harvest end and talk a little bit about it, but we're going to see a lot of blue tractors and equipment.
Yeah, that's for sure. So they love their blue. I mean, everything they have is blue. So here we have the Lift, which is a self-propelled carrot harvester. It pulls 6 rows out at a time, 3 rows on a bed. So it takes 2 beds at a time. It's made in Denmark. Lift's out of Denmark. So it costs, one of the real machine costs about $1 million by the time they ship it here.
That's a big price tag.
Yeah, and they got 2 of them, so.
Yep, we got the other one right across the way there. And so now this pulls them up out of the ground, and I guess it clips off the green tops of the carrots.
Yep, cuts the greens off the top, and then the carrots fall down onto a conveyor, and it moves out, and then offloads it.
And then the green tops of it come out the back end and are deposited back on the field?
Yep. And then they just work it in for the next year.
So now we've got a couple different belts here. I guess this is just all cleaning. The carrots are coming up here.
Yeah, so
working their way through.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that I like that you've done with your display, and I think it's important if you're going to compete in the national or a big contest, is detail. And every single one of the machines that's operating, whether it's the harvester, the tractors, you have an operator behind the wheel, and that definitely takes some work. So what model New Holland tractor is
so
here?
So it's a T8 435.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the second biggest tractor they have.
And what is it? What is it pulling?
It's pulling a crop shovel 3600, which means it can hold 36 tons of material. It's just a crop cart that you can haul really anything with. They have it set up so you can hold grain with it if you want to, or beets, or carrots, cucumbers. So
that's a big machine. I've heard they might use them a little bit for corn silage too.
Yeah.
So you can move a lot in a hurry.
You can do a lot of things with it.
So it uses a belted elevator right down here, I think, to offload it into the trucks. And then obviously moving this much tonnage, you've got a lot of other carts and things going too.
Yeah. So they run 4 other dump carts to assist. They hope to get another crop shuttle in the future because they like how that's working out.
So you got a Ford Genesis coming up here behind. And
yep, 8970 Genesis. And then again, they love their blue, so they painted the Byron cart blue.
Looking at the carrot beds, and carrots have to be bedded up and hilled up in the field. What did you do to create the unharvested sections of the field?
So I used started with a base foam, and then took a 1/4-inch router bit and dug out to make my beds, and then had to individually place glue with a fine tip applicator. Put glue down for every row, and then shook my static grass over it.
It looks very realistic. So you had mentioned that there were 2 harvesters, and that the real machines cost about $1 million.
Yep.
So
that's the other machine. They don't. Very rarely do they run both machines in one field, just because there's so much product being moved. So this is just kind of sitting here, just running one machine for the day.
And what are the other tractors? Looks like T7 models.
Yeah, so they have 3 that they just upgraded. They got 3 T7 260s.
Okay.
And they all pull a buyer and dump cart.
So we can see here as we move across the field, we've got the 4th dump cart unloading the carrots. So that's a T7 260 on that.
Yep. And then it's got the dump carts were built by Gordy Schultz. It's dumping into a Trinity trailer that they use as an even flow, essentially, so that they can unload into the other conveyors.
So we can see it coming out the back. Is there a hydraulic pump then that runs that belt?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got an electric power plant that puts electric to the motor and then runs your hydraulics for it.
I just want to point out that like you even have a block of wood here.
Yeah.
Underneath and then you can see all the live bottom belts there going through. And again, you really want to put as much detail into a display when you're competing.
Especially here at the national level.
So what does the Bobcat do? Just getting extra carrots? Or?
So it's there to help with more or less setting up, getting conveyors in the specific spot that they want it, because they get kind of heavy.
And then I guess the purpose of the conveyor is to clean the carrots a little bit before they go to the cannery, or?
Yeah, so there's a blower on there just more or less to blow off excess dirt that they can. There are some slight pebbles or something that will be attached to the dirt, but usually there isn't too many rocks. It's just...
Yeah, we can see some of those pebbles in the dirt, and so that's conveyed off the side and going into a dump truck.
Yep.
Nice International. And then the carrots continue on their way up the conveyor?
Yep, they continue on, and then the double L piler loads them into the truck.
I like how you have all the cones around it.
Yeah.
And what are these yellow bars that are laying down here?
So those go in the conveyor there to hold it up when they don't use it. So when they're done for the night, they can put those in and they'll hold the conveyor up for the night.
And then we've got it getting loaded in another live bottom trailer.
Yep, that's an Aulic.
Okay.
42 foot.
And now the carrots look great. What did you use to actually show the carrots out here in the field?
So those are just sprinkles like you'd use on a cake. And then I dull coated them and put some dirt on it to give them some...
So you just spray the dull coat onto them? And
Yep.
Yeah. Now what is the name of the truck here? I see a decal on the side of the truck.
Yeah, so that says Diamond Pete Produce.
Okay.
From Bancroft, Wisconsin. All of them have the actual lettering that they're supposed to have.
Very nice.
Like real trucks.
And we got a nice big red Pete coming in as well.
Yeah. And those have flat bottom trailers on them because the cannery that they take to has essentially a dump, like a trash dump.
Okay. And then, other accessories you have. We got a porta potty out here.
Yep. And they got a little mobile office there.
And then is the trailer just kind of parts and things?
That would be their generator.
Okay.
For electricity for all the belt conveyors.
We got some farm trucks. Very impressive setup. A lot of thought has to go into replicating this. And let's talk a little bit about extra details to look for in this display. And the roadside has a lot going on. You've got the electric lines and complete with the boxes and
support for the poles. Mailbox.
We've got the mailbox right over here. And so what did you use to make your road?
So that is plaster built up a little and then spray painted lighter gray, and then I took a sponge with some paint on it, black paint, and kind of dabbed it on it throughout the road to give it that worn look.
And then we've got it complete with a sign here that says be prepared to stop.
Yep. Kind of giving people a warning if someone's pulling out on the road. Watch what's going on.
And we've got another big tractor and a Lemkin going by for tillage.
Yep, just someone going through.
Now this is kind of cool. It took a lot of research, a lot of photographing, watching the farm to learn how to do this. So.
Yeah, so that's Pierce Johnson, Colin Moore. That's a replica of what they looked like while we were out taking pictures one day of the equipment. So just something, a little detail to add.
Very good detail. It's all Always neat to watch this big equipment out in the field.
Yeah.
So in addition to the big field, you have the Diamond P farm shop here?
Yeah. So this part is not a complete replica of what the real shop is, but it's something I actually started before I started the display. And I wanted to show off the overhead door and bifold door. So it just kind of fit in with the display. Let me show off some of the other pieces that wouldn't necessarily be on it this time of year.
What model Ford tractor do we have in the yard here?
8730.
That's a really nice looking Ford.
Yeah, so they have a real one that's completely restored. So I kind of wanted to showcase a brand new tractor essentially. And then since again they're all about their blue, that's a bush hog that they stripped down and painted New Holland blue.
That's really dedicated. That's cool when a farm does that. And we got a truck out here with a fifth wheel trailer.
Yep.
And now there's some pretty cool equipment here in the storage side of the building. So the farm is very dedicated to blue, and tell us a little bit about their sprayer.
So that's a Case 4410 sprayer, self-propelled sprayer, and yeah, like you said, they're dedicated to their blue, so they stripped it down and painted it New Holland colors, and they love their black tops, so they got the black top on the cab there. It's got Boyd 150 foot completely adjustable booms.
That's a big boom.
They are telescoping, so something else to add.
Can you swing the boom out a bit, and then we'll seal the Patriot sprayer. It's not every day you see a Case-IH sprayer in blue. I guess that's the farm logo on the side there of the tank.
Yeah, so that says American Farmer, proud to be both.
All right, and then we got the 4410 decal as SPX.
They had decals made up for it and everything, so it was accurate.
That's really neat. Now we've got some other equipment in here. What is this tillage implement that's sitting here in the...
So that's a Limken Rubin 12. It's a 25-foot model. It's a high-speed disc.
Is that their primary tillage or one of the tillage implements?
So it's actually, it just replaced the Wish-It disc.
Okay.
It's something new that they're trying to see if they'll like it.
Now does this fold up, or is that
yeah. So this, just kind of trying to show the detail to people. It doesn't, front part doesn't quite like to stay up, but...
Very cool, very narrow transport machine.
Yeah. These are made in Germany, so they're all about being narrow.
And then the other implement sitting here is also blue.
Yeah,
it's very unique.
So this is their bed former, which is what they make their beds for the carrots. They do 3 beds at a time. It's got a blue jet ripper on the front to break up the ground, and then it's got a Gandy box on it to put cover crop in right as they make those.
And why do they have to apply the cover crop?
So they apply the cover crop because where they're at is all sands, and they want something to help establish the soil before the carrots come up while they grow.
So then we've also got the, looks like the chemical tender truck for the sprayer.
Yeah, so that's what they use to do their chemical. So with carrots, they follow the fumigation schedule as the same as potatoes, so they spray weekly basis. So they have to move a lot of product through in a short time.
Imagine that's the reason for the 150-foot booms.
Yeah.
So here's the farm shop side of the building, and I mean, with 3D printing now, there's just so much detail that you can put in a shop. What do you want to tell us about this?
So there's a lot of things here. I mean, a lot of them I've done. I got a lot of Aaron Jensen's things in here. Things I've just kind of randomly found on Shapeways. But there's, I don't know, I've tried to do everything I could to make it look like a real shop.
I mean, we've got a kitchen and break room, folding chairs.
Yeah. It's got a stove, sink, refrigerator. It's got a pizza oven, little pizza oven there, microwave.
All in 1/64 scale.
Yep.
And we come downstairs and see the tool bench, and it's like an air compressor, a shop vac, and
shop vac, some stools, chairs. Try to put everything I could. Got a little portable air compressor there.
Got over here swivel chair,
and in the back there's the 1/64 scale display of this 1/64 scale display.
That's awesome.
So that's something you can do with 3D printing.
I would say that is the first time I've seen a display in a display. We got a Landau
Tillage from Aaron Jensen. That's what they use to keep their indoors looking nice throughout the summer since they don't play in rows.
Okay. And I guess we even got the work lights over the workbench.
Yep.
Swing around this way to see the far wall where I guess there's parts and metal and things like that.
Yep. It's got a pallet racking there, just kind of all our miscellaneous things that we can put away for a while.
And as we drop outside, and we got a power washer sitting here.
Yep.
Got the landscaping.
Landscaping, got a little
picnic
table and barbecue.
So this must be the big tractor on the farm.
Yeah, so they love that thing. They completely restored it. It's a 94 80 Ford four-wheel drive. They did their black top with the fenders being black too.
We got the clear cab detail on custom tractor.
Yeah, that's Jason Shireman's print that he's doing. So nice.
And then you've got the moldboard plow.
Yep, 12 bottom plow. Had Gordy Schultz specially make that for me for the show.
Is that a DMI or is it something they painted blue?
It's something they painted blue. I can't remember what brand it is, but
and it's got the drags on the other side to smooth out the furrow.
Yep.
That's a great tillage setup. So on many farms, there's always a fence row, stuff parked off to the side. So we've got two tanks here. What do they carry in these?
So that would be just water to get to the chemical truck there.
Okay.
That's what they use for transportation to that.
And
gives a couple of guys something to do in the summer.
Looks like we've got a pivot tillage item to knock the pivot tracks out from irrigation.
They don't have to use it too much since it's sand. It usually smooths over pretty easy, but you always have
bumps.
Yeah. You always have those spots where you need it. So.
And then it looks like we got just some metal and things stacked up here.
Yeah, just kind of a junk rack out in the tree line.
Well, let's just take a look at the tree line and notice, you've got the trees and the taller unmown grass.
Right.
Same thing on the ditch bank over here. So how do you decide to do that? Is it just from observation of looking at everything out in the field, or the way things sit and grow, or
as in
just decide like having the taller grass and the mown grass?
Yeah, I mean under most trees, a lot of people don't get too carried away with them, and like in a tree line, people get lazy. Me being one of them. But yeah, just tried to kind of show what it would look like in Wisconsin.
Bailey, thank you very much for bringing out the Diamond P carrot harvest display. It's an awesome display. You did a great job, and I think that's the best thing about the show is learn about other kinds of crops. We enjoyed your mint display last year. What do you have coming up? What's your next show?
I don't know. I got to top it somehow, though. So
that's right. Now, but we're going to see you at another show with this doing planning.
Yeah, I'll be at St. Louis with the planning side of this. So
very good. Well, we can't wait to see it, and we'll see you out in St. Louis.
Yep. Thank
you.
you.